Hello and welcome to today's Dalal Street Week Ahead video. Now in today's Dalal Street Week Ahead video, I'll be taking a look at three stocks. We'll take a look at Tech Mahindra, we'll take a look at ITC, and we'll take a look at Dr. Reddy. Each of them, I'll take a look at them from the perspective of an equity trader plus option buyer or option seller. Now before we do all of that, let's take a quick look at the news affecting our markets this week. Now the global front, the only real news which I see affecting the markets is the Ukraine and Russia peace deal which Trump is trying to force down Zelensky's throat, and that will be an interesting thing because most of the European Union countries have declined and said that peace deal won't work. So that's going to affect the markets, let's say Monday to Tuesday, I would say. Beyond that, I don't think it will. Then on the latter part of the week, on Friday, we have the Indian GDP year-on-year numbers coming out, plus the industrial production for October. So that's going to be a high impact sort of number, which will affect the market. But generally, I think the news flow this week is low as of now, and that should let the technicals speak more in the coming week rather than what usually happens at times when the news basically just pushes the market into a complete box range. So that's it on the news front. Now let's take a look at all the three stocks which I spoke about. Now I'll start with Dr. Reddy. Now in today's video, there's a bit of a difference I've done. Dr. Reddy, for example, I'm looking at it from an equity plus F&O point of view. So the levels and everything which are calculated are on the normal equity chart of Dr. Reddy, while Tech Mahindra and ITC are more suited for right now option traders. So that is only looked at via the futures perspective. So now coming to Dr. Reddy. Now Dr. Reddy, if we look at it, it had a big gap down and it fell to the 180 support, and at that time I'd even covered it via one of the YouTube videos, and I had said that support should hold, and it has held. We have gone from 180 and up to now the resistance at 1265. Now this is a point that is going to be very important to watch, as if it breaks 1265, then it's going to 1335. So how I am trading it, I am personally holding Dr. Reddy, and I'm holding it from roughly this point, but I'm holding it via equity, not via F&O. And if now it breaks 1265, then I expect it to go to 1235 with ease. However, between 1265 and 1215, I expect it to, there will be a bit of noise coming out, especially if you can see the last week's price bars were very small and like confused doji type of signals, and that was largely in the whole market, as the whole market was very range bound last week. So now the only thing is to wait for if it either breaks this or this. If it breaks this, I'll be profit stopped out. If it breaks this, then it's a further long to 1335, and I will most likely add to the position for a target of that. So overall on Dr. Reddy, I'm bullish as I'm holding an equity position. If it breaks 1265, then I might sell even options, puts basically, in the December series for Dr. Reddy. Next, we'll take a look at ITC. Now, as I had said earlier, ITC, I'm looking at it on the futures chart, while Dr. Reddy, I looked at it on the equity chart. This is ITC is more geared towards futures and options right now, as equity guys will be very frustrated, as it can take a lot of time from here, and that's when option buyers won't get anything, but option sellers can earn something from the decay. So that's why I'm looking at it from that perspective. Now, according to me, as long as ITC is between 400 rupees and 412 rupees, this is a box range it has formed. But if it breaks 412, it has the potential to go to 421 and 425. On the other hand, if it breaks 400, it can go down. But if you notice, I have not put any support levels on the downside below 400, as the likelihood of it breaking that right now is not that great because it's in a box range. So how I look at ITC as a play out is, as long as it's between 412 and 400, option sellers can sell calls above here and puts below here. So that way they learn premium as long as it stays within this box range. Option buyers and equity traders right now, there's not anything really for us here. If it breaks 412, then this is when a move can come to 421 and 425, which can be very profitable for option buyers and equity traders. So ITC, I'm bullish on it, but it's a wait right now. As long as it stays above 400, I'm going to wait and let it form the pattern, and until then may consider option sells in it, but not certain about that also yet. Next we'll take a look at Tech Mahindra. Now Tech Mahindra is another stock I've looked at via the FNO stance only, the futures chart. This is not the spot chart, this is the futures chart loaded. Now why? Because if you look at Tech Mahindra has been a range from basically you can say early October. It has been range, and now we are near the end of November. So it's been range bound for very long. And how I look at it, between 1405 and 1485 you're not going to get anything. But when I look at all the other charts of Tech Mahindra and other IT majors, it's looking like yes, it can end up breaking 1485, but the only thing, the potential here is risk reward is pretty weak compared to the rest. As if it breaks 1485 and then 1520 and then 1550, the three strong resistance zones on the way up. If you can clear all three, then it's smooth sailing. But until then, this is more of an option seller stock. It's bullish but with stagnation, so option sellers can sell calls above 1485 and puts below 1400 or even 1340 to take a bit of a safer stance and earn premium. But for option buyers and equity traders, it's a wait for it to break 1485, then it can be considered as a long. But Tech Mahindra is one I'll be watching for a long, as I think it can do well in the coming sessions, as the IT stocks have been beaten and black and blue over the past 1 year. They've had a very bad run, and now they're sort of starting to form a base and starting to show signs of life come back into the equation. So that's why I'm focusing on something like TechM. So that's it for today's video. If you liked it, then hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell. Thank you.